Welcome back. You're still watching Money Means Business, and I'm honored to be having with me in the studio for tonight Professor Nevine, Nabil, Nakhla. Thank you very much once again for being with us tonight. And we have seen the developments in the Middle East in general for the past couple of weeks, but we also have seen the statements by His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to be reassuring the Egyptians, to be reassuring the Egyptian citizens about Egypt, about the country, about the economy of the country. How do you see the challenges and the circumstances that the country is going through? This is not the first time that we have gone through difficult circumstances, more specifically ever since 2019, 2020 with the coronavirus pandemic, as Dr. Gamal Al-Qalyubi stated, and then the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, and then the aggression by the Israeli occupation forces against the Gaza Strip, and now with the US-Israeli war against Iran and vice versa. All those circumstances have affected the world, not just Egypt, but how do you see Egypt going through those circumstances safely?
First of all, I thank you very much for being here with you today, and I want to show the importance of Egyptian resilience strategies. The strategies of our dear government and dear country is very resilient and diversified, and the amount of strategic decisions taken in the past few years is making our country standing tall and very resilient towards any outside shock. We see in the mid of these crises around us and all the challenges around us, around the world, and the hard times the area is all passing through. We see our dear country is making a lot of reforms and a lot of support to its people. Increased social and economical support to the real needy sector and segment in our country. Even if a little bit of rise of prices that are in the whole world, it's not in our country only, but still in front of it we saw a lot of economic reforms and a lot of good things happening supporting the people. We saw the program of social solidarity, Takaful and Karama. We saw the program of the visa card for the needy people, raising the amount of people benefiting from all this. We see in our dear country that we don't have any shortage in any kind of food. We don't have shortage in any kind of petrol or transportation. On the other hand, a lot of diversification, even in the energy, a lot of diversification in our clean and green energy, in our sustainability. As you know, the three pillars of sustainability are economical, social, and environmental. And Egypt are very high standards in these sustainable, taking care of each and every pillar and each and every side of the strategy. We are not just focusing on one side. No, it's a total ecosystem and a total adjustment and diversification in all sectors. We saw the opening of new roads, infrastructure. As we said, the food security, we are very secure.
Despite those circumstances.
Despite those circumstances. And as His Excellency always say, Egypt and the government of Egypt and the political will, even if they take a small reform or a small rise in price, a small percentage of rise in price in one of the commodities or something, this is after very big strategic studying of the situation, that this is the best scenario to avoid any other deficits or any other things that could rise higher. This is one thing. The second thing, that there is very high control even on retail and on the market that no one will take the chance and raise the prices more than it should be happening. So we are a resilient, standing tall, a very strategic country.
Yes, and speaking about resilience, we have seen the statements of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The last of them took place today even during Iftar, and for the past weeks, more specifically during the Iftar of the Police Academy, for example, we have seen the statements of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi always betting on the understanding of the Egyptians.
Yes.
This transparency between the political leadership and the citizens, it gives us a connection between the leadership and the people, and it gives us, as you mentioned, Doctor, resilience to be facing those challenges. How do you see the understanding, the mentality of the Egyptians, that they can see what is going on, not just for Egypt, not just domestically, not just regionally, but globally, and they understand what is going on?
Also, don't forget that during the last few years, the awareness and the transparency and our beloved President, His Excellency, assuring in all the gathering with people, with normal people even. I remember when he went to Aswan and visited the people in their houses.
Yes.
And so many other times, even in this very hard times in our region, surrounding Egypt, he did not cancel the family iftar of today and the other iftars with other organizations and other ministers or whatever. So I mean, his keenness to have the iftar, to sit with his people, to communicate and to talk openly and fatherly, very openly and very transparent. This dialogue and these meetings are very important. We saw a lot of meetings even with youth, a lot of meetings with each and every different sector in our government and in our country.
Yes.
So this transparency and this opening to the strategies and opening to the what the government is doing for the people, this is very important. And we saw even today in the iftar, he was appraising the television and the series and the soft power
yes.
of the media in Ramadan and in other days, and how this is making us one unity. And also for us Egyptians, we are very much united, all of us, with our government, even with our differences between each other, and this is our strength. And he's always making sure that we all remember that our strength is in our unity. Also, like I was telling, that the amount of support and social solidarity to the needy people, I want to tell you, pass by any governmental hospital, you will see no more waiting list, and no one is needing an operation or a medicine. I was talking to one of the NGOs, and we were talking about the cancer medicines and how expensive they are. But this is not a problem even for anyone who wants to be treated or to have medical insurance freely. This is available, and with the government and with the government support. So I mean, the amount of support internally is showing the real strength of our country and the real resilience to the outside shocks.
What does this say about the investor confidence? Because we have started the episode with the statements of the Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Karim Badawi, stating that the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to be paying the dues to the international companies in the fields of oil and gas exploration. This gives us a boost for the future and a boost for our confidence regarding the international potential investors. They could be thinking that we have the confidence, we have the support of the political leadership, we have the capacity to be going forward to the future. What does this say about the future of the country economically, even despite those tensions in the region?
Economically, Egypt has shown a strength, attracting foreign direct investment, attracting a lot of countries that moved their production and their factories to Egypt. And we saw in the Suez Canal area and logistic hub and industrial hub a lot of spaces to different countries, with hundreds and thousands of companies moving to Egypt for our political stability, economical stability, low wages, high technology. We have a very important resource, which is human resource. We are youth, young population, 60% of the population are young population, educated, knowledgeable, smart. They have the technology, they have the know-how. So economically, let me take from your question, economically,
Yes.
Egypt, with the stability in every side, it showed that it is safe to invest in Egypt, and it's safe throughout all the challenges we saw and all the challenges passed to Egypt. We showed stability and strength, and we are there showing the world the diversification in all the energy and in all our production, sufficiency of food and of a lot of gas, a lot of industries.
The security and the stability that we have had under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi for the past 12 years, to say the least, do you think that this makes Egypt more competitive economically, and more specifically within the latest repercussions of the Iran war against the United States and Israel? It has affected the Gulf states as well.
Sure. Of course, we wish peace, we wish security and peace, not only to the region but to the world. And as Egypt is the land of peace and always the land of security, we are welcoming all the region and all the world to come and invest in our country. And as we said, the foreign direct investment is most welcome in our country, with a lot of security and resilience and a lot of diversification. In spite of all, we are still investing in the infrastructure. We are still investing in our, we are positioning our country as the hub of the region, bridging of supply chain, and waiting for more industrialization on our land, more industries and more work to take place on our land. So
yes, and this leads to social protection programs, as you mentioned, Doctor, like a decent life, for example. How would you assess the ability of the country, the ability of the political leadership and the government to be absorbing the external economic shocks, and even in some cases like the COVID pandemic in 2019 and 2020? How would you assess the ability of Egypt to be absorbing those shocks against the Egyptian economy and sometimes the security of it?
We showed the world, while the world was in economical shock and outside shocks, whatever, even during COVID, we did not stop education. We did not stop infrastructure. We did not stop building our country. And let me tell you, 12 years ago, we were living on 7% of the land.
Yes.
Today we're living on 14% of the land. I mean, doubling. This is
in a short space of time.
Very short. Countries do that on a very longer.
Tens of years.
Tens of years.
Yes.
And we absorbed this, and we are still building. We are still. We saw also, if you are talking about social solidarity, we saw
yes,
that...
Doctor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we'll be going to the Egyptian family iftar banquet, which was attended by His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and we'll be having the latest details regarding it.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision